This is an open forum for expats to discuss all matters pertaining to the Philippines. Hey, Mr. Astoria. Hey, I am in Bohol at the moment. Little beachfront resort here. Thank you. Yeah, about 2,000 a night. Little 6-room hotel, cottage, private beach. It's pretty nice. Hey, Don C, how you doing? Hey, Don C, I'm gonna make you a moderator. I'm not sure how here. Let me see how I could do that. All right. See if you're a moderator now. I think I did it. Yeah, you don't need to do much moderating. Each non-censorship guy. Anything you guys want to talk about, just let me know. This is just through YouTube Live. It's not through StreamYards. I guess I should be on StreamYards so I could bring someone on, but this is a pretty nice view. I don't really want to share the camera with some of you ugly guys. Yeah, this is the penthouse suite at Fazio's Hotel. This front room is 3,000 a night. It's a 2-story. This one's just the upstairs room. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to talk trash about Fazio. I actually feel really sorry for the guy. There's absolutely no progress on the construction of the hotel. That's just a fact. Anybody who thinks otherwise is just a total fool or a sycophant of them. Yeah, if I went down there, a little bit closer, just down at the beach, the Wi-Fi signal cuts out. So I've got to stay up here on the balcony. I'll show you guys a quick once over on the room. Just a little balcony here. They're actually building a school next door. Be a pretty cool school. I guess it's a Bible school. They're building a Bible school. Yeah, just a basic room, just a little fan room. But this is the view when I wake up. Baby, go left. You can see literally here's the bed. When I wake up, that's my view right there. A guy in a boat. That's Ren Zero riding his boat by us. Yeah, El Nido is my favorite place in the Philippines. I spent almost a month in Palawan, and I spent about 10 days in El Nido. I did all 4 island hop tours, tour A, B, C, and D. Really fun. Rented a scooter, drove around Bacuit Bay a little bit, checked out some little private beaches. I mean, it's the wild, wild west out there. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about Barry and Frank. There's enough channels discussing that at the moment. I'll just say Barry's in my prayers. He's being done wrong. I do think he is getting deported. That's just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer or an immigration expert, but I've heard the number 222,800 pesos is what he owes, but he has to hire a lawyer to somehow file that paperwork. And I think he's going to have to leave the country. I think once this went viral and it was commented on by the BI commissioner, it would be a matter of losing face for them to back down on that promise. So I don't think he's going to be blacklisted. I think he's going to have to pay, and he'll be allowed back in. Whether that takes 6 months or 2 years. Funny thing is, just a few before Barry got picked up in Karkar, he sent me a message on WhatsApp saying that he wanted to go back to America. And he was going to fly up to Manila to do repatriation. Or check it, he was going to take a boat to Manila for the repatriation. He was having some health issues, having trouble breathing, and he was going to, square up and go back to the U.S., possibly work. He actually had a job lined up, not at the Waffle House. And, 72 hours later, he had a knock on that door, and the rest is history. Frank's taking his victory lap right now, but it might be a short-lived victory lap. He may be allowed out, but I do think he's going to be deported. That's my layman's opinion. But yeah, let's not talk about Frank or Barry. There's multiple other channels if you guys want to talk about that for hours and hours and hours and hours. But anyways, yeah, El Nido, my favorite place in the Philippines. I got a condo in Cebu City, but I actually looked at some subdivisions just outside, just north of Puerto Princesa, like 10 minutes north of the city. They got a few subdivisions there, like a Deca home type of things. And just a cool spot to be. There's a Robinson's Mall, there's an SM Mall. There's 4 or 5 surprisingly excellent restaurants. There's a great Italian place. There's a slow smoked Texas American barbecue place run by a big fat dude from Missouri, really nice guy named Daniel. And he's got a little barrel grill that he runs on. Does brisket tacos, pulled is, one of the better pulled pork sandwiches I've had in my life, and it was only 180 pesos. Couldn't finish it, it was so big. Big fat slice of tomato, and on it, beefsteak tomato. And what else? There's, great pizza place, good barbecue place, good Thai restaurant, and everything's really cheap out there too. Puerto Princesa itself doesn't have too many great beaches. You got to get 30-40 minutes away, actually on the west side of Palawan, directly west of Puerto Princesa. There's probably 20 beaches, all, maybe 18 of them are empty. You'll be the only person on the beach. A couple of them, 20, 30-minute hike to get to. Some of them you got to take a boat to. But Puerto Princesa was really cool. Of course, the underground river, everybody knows about that. That's a must-see. I booked a lot of my stuff through Klook.com. I think it's either a Singaporean or Hong Kong-based company. And you can do a lot of activities and pre-book tickets through there, and you actually get a 10, 20, 30% discount off of that. Mr. Astoriaje says, burnt ends in New. I haven't been there, but I will certainly go. I've been to Black Smokehouse in Mandawi many times. They're actually one of the only places that does slow smoked barbecue on wood, which is the way it should be. And I guess when Odette hit a year and a half, 2 years ago, most of the mature, big, old mango trees in Bohol fell down. So there was a glut of all this mango wood, fruit wood, hardwood. And the owner of the place in Mandawi, Black Smokehouse, he was shipping all of that mango wood over, and he was smoking with a mixture of mango and something else. I want to say some star or something. And yeah, I mean, you could smell it as soon as you get in the parking lot at Black Smokehouse. I think it's 388 pesos for 3 pork ribs and a little bit of rice and some vegetables and some fresh cornbread. I don't go there enough, man. I go there probably once a week, but I certainly try burnt ends. And now, Timmy, you could ask me something about Barry, but this is not going to be a Barry live stream. There's enough live streams out there and channels discussing it. This is more of just a regular expat discussion, but you can put the question out there. Just be respectful. So, Junior asks, have I done any traveling in northern Luzon? No, the far north of Luzon. I would like to go to Vegan. I did spend 8 days in Baguio. It rained every single day. I've been to Subic and I've been to Angeles a couple times. Subic and Angeles are good for a vacation. I prefer Angeles over Subic. Okay, I'm back live again, guys. So I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi here, and it's not the greatest. If I'm over in the front of the hotel, it's a little better. I'd like to go down there on the beach and do a live stream, but the Wi-Fi cuts out. So I'm up on the balcony right now. So let's see. Yeah, Baguio is pretty cool. I rented a scooter the whole 8 days I was there. Stayed in a nice Airbnb, a little bit outside of town, little 2-story condo, loft condo, I guess it would be called. But it was cold up there, and it rained every day. We explored around on the street. Baguio is a very crowded town. It definitely wasn't my favorite place in the Philippines. And everybody talks about how it's so cold in Baguio, and well, truthfully, you get up in the mountains anywhere in the Philippines, and it's, you see the temperature change. Even in just, you get 10 minutes up the mountain in Cebu, outside Cebu City, past Marco Polo Hotel, and immediately you feel a temperature change. Different type of foliage, trees, plants, and everything. Yeah, the dino ribs at Black Smokehouse are amazing. I do need to go to Burnt Ends. I'll go to Newtown. Newtown seemed just so sterile to me. It's like they cut down all the trees and built all these cookie cutter buildings, and seemed fairly empty. Like the call-in occupancy rate. So it just it didn't have that homely feeling. And I mean, I'm in the Ayala IT Park area of Cebu, so I don't really need to go across the bridge to Mactan, Newtown. I'm passing up 100 restaurants and bars and malls to get there, and traffic's not the best in Cebu. And Um, 5 years from now, when there's not a bunch of, because the thing about IT Park that's pretty cool is you go there during at 8 a.m. You'll have a big group of people start, drinking it. They start drinking at 8 a.m. just because they finish their shift. I do go to TGI Fridays probably once a week. I meet a friend there. Um, there's a Chili's opening up in Ayala next month, and I mean, I love me a good bacon cheeseburger. I'll just be honest. I'm American, and I've been disappointed by quite a few burgers in Cebu. Um, and TGI Fridays isn't a bad one at all. The Social used to be really good for a burger, but I think they changed their meat, and it's just been a little suspect. Kind of more tastes Jollibee-ish. Um, but yeah, when Chili's opens up, Chili's in Makati and Mall of Asia in Manila really like Chili's. Um, and I think it's discounting, so it helps out a little bit. Yeah, I've never stayed at the Marco Polo. I do have a good buddy who's got a uh, condo at Marco Polo Residences, and it's pretty nice. Yeah, that whole area just around Marco Polo is pretty cool. I think I'm going to be getting a bicycle when I get back to Cebu end of the month. Start doing a little more cardio. I've been lifting weights pretty heavily at the condo I'm at. They've got a gym in there, basic gym, dumbbells, barbells, bench press, uh, cable machine, so you can do a bunch of different exercises. But it's not a full gym, but I'm just getting back into weight training after a few year absence and getting significantly stronger immediately. So I don't want to bulk up too much, but I got to get some cardio, and I hit the stationary bike. I try to do 10 kilometers on the stationary bike, but it ain't the same as getting out there and going on a bike ride. If I'm choppy, I apologize, guys. I am a little far from the Wi-Fi connection where I'm at. Yeah, it's high tide right now, so it's pretty nice. At low tide, the tide goes about right here, and then I don't know if you guys can see these buoys out here. There's a little house reef out there. Pretty cool. Yeah, he's got a dossier on all of us. Surprisingly, I'm not worried. Yeah, I'm not sure that'll hold up in a court of law. Him going to the print center and printing up documents in full color of YouTube screenshots, but whatever. Yeah, I did a lot of condo and house hunting in where I took this whole trip, and my condo will be ready end of May. I'll be moving into that. Got the furnishings, got everything set up, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I had a couple real estate agents doing some legwork on my behalf. They drove me around a couple times. Me and my girl, we looked at probably close to 20 units total. Almost every condo we looked at had a fault. Like, one of them would smell bad. One of them had uh, kind of like backed up to a squatter area with roosters and everything. Another one was along a main road, so it was a little loud. Another one was next to a dormitory full of Indian dental students. And, they can be a little bastos, and I didn't know, one of them hitting on my girl or something. If I got to end up getting in a fight with 20 Indian students, not a good idea. Yeah, I saw that big fire at Cebu Grand Residence out my window of the condo I was at last month, and told my girl, jump on the bike, let's go check it out. So we went and did a little filming of that. I guess they have two tall towers, like 40 stories each, and one of them's occupied, one's under construction, and the one that's under construction is the one that caught fire. So, yeah, immediately after that happened, they changed the rooms of the condo I was at and made us go on a different floor because I guess they're gonna, I guess the city fire department and coding agencies are kind of making sure all the fire hazards are up to date and sprinklers are working and all that. So Angeles, I've been there twice. I spent 4 days there back in June, and I spent 8 days there back in February. And I like it. It's a good vacation. There's not a lot to do in the daytime other than go get a foot massage, back massage, go walk around SM Mall, watch a movie, hang out at ABC Hotel they got a rooftop hotel pool that's really nice. And so I don't drink in the daytime. I do drink at night, but not every night. And like if there's a lot of happy hours in the daytime, and there's some older expat groups around the perimeter area that they've got their pool leagues and dart leagues and all that. So yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean at nighttime it is what it is. Like I've got a serious girlfriend, so I'm not bar fine and I'm not buying lady drinks or anything. But I've got friends from the U.S. and in Cebu that they make trips up there, and so if they're going there, they'll invite me out. And so it's a lot more fun bar hopping with a buddy. And actually, most of the times I bar hop with my girl, which I would take her over just about any bar girl there. So they kind of see that, they get a little jealous. Some of them try to work a little harder. I mean, there are some beautiful girls there. I mean, there's 3,000 girls working those bars. So I mean, if you can't find something there's probably the problems on your end. But yeah, I mean, I've never been to Pattaya, but everybody tells me Pattaya is better if you're into that bar scene and bar finding pros. Just go to Pattaya. So I had your word for it. I'm not a bar finding kind of guy, but I do like going out to the girly bars and having a beer and bar hopping a little bit. It's fun. Decent food in Angeles too, just because there's enough expats to support restaurants. Oh, here comes Ren on his boat again. Ren Zero's on his boat right there. The old boat captain. Where in the mountains of Cebu, Go Bobo sister? I mean, you don't have to give the exact barangay. You're going to be Cebu City area, northern Cebu, southern Cebu. A lot of good waterfalls in southern Cebu. South of Moalboal in Samboan, that area. Some cool areas. Yeah, I spent a week in Moalboal too. Did all the tourist stuff. Did the Kawasan Falls canyoneering. Cruised around. Yeah, I had a motorcycle. I got a scooter. First day I got here, I bought a little Honda scooter, 125cc. Saves me a ton of money on taxis and jeepneys. Kind of opens up my life in Cebu City. I was in Cebu 11 years ago, so I can and I hadn't been back. I was there in 2012 and I came back last year. And I mean, traffic has gotten worse, but at rush hour, traffic is significantly worse. So from about 4 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, it's really bad traffic. And if you're in a car, I mean, you might be moving about 5 kilometers an hour. So if you're at Marco Polo and you're trying to go to SM Mall at 6 o'clock on a Thursday, it could take you 45 minutes. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be doing a lot of my biking, Go Bobo sister. I get that scooter. Yeah, Hondas and Yamahas are the way to go. I wouldn't mess with Kawasaki's or Suzuki's. I mean, you could break down in the mountains and some bush mechanic's gonna come out and he can fix you up if you got a Honda or Yamaha. Yeah, I got maybe 7,000 kilometers on my bike right now. Because when I went up to Manila and Baguio and Angeles for a month, I just parked it, didn't bring it. When I went to Palawan for a month, I parked it, didn't bring it. Actually took me almost 2 months to get the ORCR when I bought it. So and that was news to me. I, walked into the Duex Sam place, paid cash for the scooter, and then they're like, "Oh, you can only drive it for one day, and then you got to park it for 2 months." So I still had to rent scooters the first 2 months I was here. Yeah, that Trans Central Highway on the road to Balamban or Toledo is pretty cool. Yeah, my whole plan when I got here was to spend the first year traveling, do about in Cebu, then travel for a month, then do a month in Cebu, then travel for a month. I got about 10 months into it, and then back in December, my girl got pregnant, found out in January about it, and so we kind of had to put some of our travel plans on hold. I wanted to do Ate. There's a really cool waterfall on an island next to Masbate. It's the only waterfall in the Philippines that goes into the ocean. It's got a weird name, I can't remember, but I wanted to do like a 6-week trip across Leyte and Samar. Didn't, pretty much just canceled that. Ended up getting a condo in Cebu. And gonna kind of be stationary in Cebu for a couple years. And, once the baby's not just a little infant, start traveling a little bit again. But in the next couple years, I'll still do a couple little trips to Bohol and Dumaguete and Manila, but maybe do a quick one to El Nido if I got a buddy in town. Yeah, I'm going to try to do these live streams every day for the next 10 days or so. And I'll do the next one on StreamYard so I can get some people on as well. Yeah, but mainly while I'm here, I'm gonna just be relaxing, going for a swim every morning, relaxing all afternoon, maybe do a bike ride around up in the mountains, go check something out. But this is the third time I've been here. I stay at this resort. It's pretty chill. Little beachfront, private beach. Yeah, they allow jet ski rentals here anymore. I've been to a few places in Bohol, tried to rent a jet ski. No luck. It has something to do with the turtles. It kills the turtles. Haven't seen a turtle out here yet, but I've heard up and down the beach here, they get an occasional turtle. And when they get a turtle putting the eggs in the sand, they got to close off the beach and station a DENR, Department of Environment Natural Resources puts some caution tape up and puts a 24-hour guard there. I don't know how many months that takes. And then, till the eggs hatch. Yeah, I would like to do a trip way up in northern Luzon, even on those Batanes Islands north of Luzon, near Taiwan. Seemed like a good ride up there. Yeah, I've done the whale sharks. I mean, that's kind of mandatory. Most people do that the first month. Oslobe's cool. You can actually do a day trip from Cebu. You can leave at 4 a.m., do the whale sharks at 7 a.m., then go see that waterfall at like 9 a.m., then go see the monkeys, and then have lunch. See that kind of old Spanish fort in Oslobe, and back to Cebu, and you're home by 4 p.m. Yeah, just Bangkok, Don, not Pattaya. I had one of my business partners retire over there last year as well, once it got legal, and he's doing a little bit of consulting. The industry's still a little new and young and immature, and from what I understand, a lot of government officials and police colonels and all that, they're really hitting you hard as far as pay to play. So I'm not too interested in going there at the moment. I mean, the grow rooms and everything in Thailand, I'm not going to be on that end of the business side. I mean, if it was more like manufacturing oils and vaporizer cartridges, that's something I'm a little more experienced in. Yeah, I mean, I've been in it for 10 years now, and I've seen it transition from the legacy side to the licensed side, and all that happened was the profit and fun got sucked out of it. So get in there, make your money, get out. Everybody in the business now in California is big money, big investors backing them, consultants, city councilmen, and on their corporate board. Yeah, eventually the genetics, the seeds from California are going to work. You're not going to get outdoor. Uh, most outdoor crops are just so weak. It's just all made into oil now. There has been a couple technical advancements because a lot of once they started lab testing, most of the outdoor crops were failing lab testing. The little secret is the vast majority of that organic Humboldt crop that they advertise about, that's sprayed with pesticides. I mean, they've been spraying pesticides up there for generations, and a lot of the caterpillars and insects, like, they've actually adapted and they're kind of immune to the pesticides now. So I don't, well, they might be getting their outdoor seeds from Cambodia, but if they're getting indoor seeds, it's all Colorado and Seattle and California. Most everything's hybridized now, and it's all just going for that super high THC content and cookie and cake flavored hybrid buds. So if it's indoor, it's California genetics most likely. Outdoor Thai weed, I wouldn't mess with. I mean, I wouldn't. That's me personally. The old Thai sticks from the 60s and all that. Yeah, I think mushrooms will be the next big step. Just a matter of time before some celebrities and politicians get behind it, actors, musicians. They'll start promoting it. A lot of the cannabis companies are going to be at the forefront of the next mushroom side. But yeah, I've known some people that do what's called micro dosing, and I'll just, excuse my French, but they're fucked up in the head. They're little loopy. What type of wine do you drink, Don C? I'm more of a red Burgundy guy. Get fruity, jammy Burgundy from the Côte d'Or. Montrachet. Yeah, I got actually probably the only expense I have left in America. Cancel my insurance. I have no expenses other than my wine locker. It's a 12 case wine locker, 144 bottles. It's $288 a year, so it's $2 per bottle per year. I've had it for about 7 years. Haven't touched it for about 5 years. But yeah, it's stocked with nothing but Pinot Noir, red Burgundies. Did most of my buying back in like 2015, 16, 17, and most of them are like 2010 to 2015 vintages. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to taste like in a few years when I bust it open, have a few big tastings. Yeah, I like Boone's Farms too when I was 16. That was some great stuff. Strawberry Hill. Not a lot of great wine here in the Philippines. Had an issue. Decent stuff. 2 for happy hours. 400 pesos for a glass. You get 2 glasses for 400. Not too bad. Most of what I drink here would be a San Miguel Pale Pilsen on ice. I know it's sacrilege to some people to put ice in your beer, but when that beer is ice cold, it's a pretty solid beer. I like it a little more than San Mig Light, or definitely better than Red Horse. Red Horse can be a little syrupy, and San Mig Light, I'm getting kind of a artificial corn sugar sweetness to it. So I stick with the Pilsen. I don't mess with that King Cobra or Beer Not Beer or any of that. A lot of nice micro breweries up in Manila. A couple in Cebu. I go to Turning Wheels Brewery every now and then. No, Mike, I'm not a grower. I would consider myself one of the world's worst growers, but I've consulted in the industry, worked for a corporation, got in at the pre-IPO phase, and, put a lot of hours in. It was a good run, made some money, and now I'm retired here in the Philippines. Cool. Start cook. I'm going to go to the beach. The Wi-Fi might cut out here, guys, because I'm going into the beach, so it's a little far from the router antenna. But this is our little private beach. It's high tide right now, so there's not much of a beach. Mike Ross, the company I work for, we had every license except lab testing, because if you have a lab testing license, that's a standalone license and you're not allowed to hold any other license. So we had a cultivation license, a manufacturing, transportation, retail, storefront and non-storefront, and we had an event planning license. So we threw cannabis dinners and little events. So yeah, we did everything. Towards the end, I was doing more dispatching and retail management and cultivation management. But we had a relationship with a really good extraction firm that did the oils. And when the industry moved to the cartridges, we had one of our partners, he actually flew to China and got a kind of a new type of cartridge made, and it was real popular, and it was one of our most profitable money-making items. We actually lost a lot of money on the grows, and the storefront wasn't making money, but on the manufacturing side we kicked ass. Hi Joel, how you doing? So we got a little dirty kitchen here. Show you guys that. Hello, mayong buntag.
Mayong buntag.
All right, guys, I'm going to end the live stream now. We're going to cook breakfast. So, see you tomorrow.